Elephant Money Futures offers 0.5% daily yield on crypto locked deposits. In today's video, we'll be looking at 3 different future strategies starting with $10,000. Let's jump in. Before we jump in the numbers, we first must understand how the yield percentage is calculated for any given futures account. All brand new futures accounts start with a 0.5% daily yield percentage. As time progresses, depending on the behavior of the futures user, the daily yield can drop below 0.5%, but never rise above it. To calculate the yield for any futures account, add the personal bonus and the base yield together. If the sum of the percentages is greater than 182.5% APR, equivalent to 0.5% daily yield, the account is generating the maximum possible yield. If the account is left unmaintained, a decay rate starts for the personal bonus. The personal bonus will decay to 0% over 45 days, a decrease of roughly 4% APR per day. Until a new fresh deposit of $200 worth of BNB is completed, the personal bonus will continue to decline to 0 over that 45-day time period. At this point in time, the account will be generating only what the base yield percentage is. What this effectively does is reward the futures users who regularly deposit while also providing the highest yield savings account for less active users. I want 0.5% and for it to never drop below. How often do I need to deposit? The number of days you can wait before completing a fresh deposit while still maintaining the 0.5% daily yield is determined by the base yield. The higher the base yield, the less often you need to compound. The lower the base yield, the more frequent deposits will be needed to maintain the 0.5% daily yield. Historically, the base yield has never dropped below 52% APR. 52% APR with a decay of roughly 4% per day means that you have 13 days of consistent 0.5% yield prior to dropping to 0.49, 0.47, etc. This means for a futures user to ensure they are getting the maximum yield, they should build a strategy involving a compound every 14 days minimum. With that in mind, let's look at 3 different strategies. Here I have CryptoStew's Elephant Money Futures Calculator. You can find this link in the description below. When you open the link, make sure you select File and make a copy so you can enter your own values and play around with the calculator. Here I've defined 3 separate strategies, and you can go ahead and play around and make your own strategies as well to find out which one works best for you. These 3 are tailored for 3 separate goals. Here for strategy 1, I call this one early retirement with $5,000 monthly income. To start, we'll begin with $10,000 deposit. For phase 1, we're going to do a weekly deposit, and see here for phase 1, I've defined that weekly deposit to be $200 into futures. We're going to continue to do that until our account balance is at $70,000. From there, we'll switch on to phase 2, which still will include $200 as our deposit, but instead of doing a weekly deposit, we'll switch over to a 15-day compound, meaning a fresh $200 deposit, and then a 15-day claim. So we'll wait 15 days, claim whatever balance is there, and then an immediate deposit of $200 to maintain that personal bonus of 0.5% daily yield. We'll continue that until we reach a large balance and switch over to a 7-day compound, 7-day claim immediate deposit. If we break down the numbers, we'll see here that on day 1, we start with $10,000. And we're going to compound, designated by the C here, every 7 days. We're going to be disciplined and we'll compound for a total of 322 days, so a little less than a year. At this point, this will be our final compound that will bring our account over $70,000, in which we'll then begin phase 2, where we wait 15 days, complete a compound, and then we wait 15 days and claim the balance, which will be $5,720.53, and then follow up with an immediate deposit of $200 to return our personal bonus back to that 0.5%. So After 352 days, we will now have claimed our first $5,720. This strategy allows us to withdraw $5,000 once a month for many, many months. On day 427, the rate limiters will kick in and the account will drop to 0.45. That's not a problem, as the account will still generate over $5,000 a month. It will take over 4 years using this strategy to then be brought down to the next rate limiter of 0.425%, which still will generate over $5,000 for monthly income. Strategy 2 here is set up to help futures pay for our mortgage. Starting off with $10,000 and starting with a compound schedule of a fortnightly deposit, meaning once every 2 weeks, still using $200 as our deposit amount, we will continue to grow the account until it hits $50,000. From there, we'll then begin switching to a 7-day compound, 7-day claim, and then immediate deposit. This strategy is great for people who get paid bi-weekly and might want to use part of their paycheck to grow their futures account. In this strategy, the futures user will compound their account twice per month. It will take 294 days for phase 1 to end with an account balance of over $50,000. Now the strategy switches over to 1 week compound, 1 week claim with an immediate deposit. This future strategy will now be generating $2,800 per month worth of income, enough to pay a mortgage on $300,000 to $450,000 worth of real estate. This is a great supplement for people looking for passive income. Strategy 3 I'm calling Millionaire Maker. This one is for whales, also known as rich people, who want to build a $1 million futures account in 1 year's time. Starting off with a $150,000 deposit, we're then going to tailor a custom strategy by selecting these 3 boxes. This overwrites the preset strategy buttons here and allows us to enter a custom strategy here in the yellow section. For this strategy, the whale will compound every day, once a day, for an entire year, 365 days. After 1 year's time, the account will reach the max of $1 million and will be generating $3,750 a day. We'll then switch to phase 2, where we will claim every day until 14 days, in which we will then compound again and repeat the cycle of claim, and then on day 14, compound again. Using this strategy, it will take 437 days to ROI on the account. After 437 days, the account has ROI'd, and now, with a little bit of careful planning, the whale now can have a $15,000 a month printer at their disposal. I hope you learned a few things about futures today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and each one teach one.